Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here, live from the Beehive. It's a wintry morning. I guess it's not officially winter yet. I guess it's still fall. Winter is coming later this week. But today, I think our weather is going to be a little warmer than normal, so that's great. It is right the week before Christmas, and so I have one more Christmas card to share with you before Christmas comes around. And next week I am going to be taking a week off for the holidays, and I will be back the first Tuesday in January. So I hope to see you guys in January, and I hope you have a good holiday until then. But I'm already signing off, which I don't mean to do. Let's jump right into the card, because this card has quite a bit of die cutting today, and I want to get through it all. And I'll chat and talk with you at the end. If you have any questions while I'm making the card, just please post them. If I don't get to them, if I don't see them during when I'm doing the demonstration part, I will look at the very end and I'll make sure I answer them. And so today, of course, it's Casing Tuesday, so every Tuesday we take a card out of one of the current Stampin' Up! Catalogs and we copy it. And when we copy it, we change whatever we like about it. And then you can join us over on the Casing Tuesday Facebook group, where we post all our cards. We have a great group of bloggers who post their cards as well. And you can join us too, and customers, demonstrators, anyone who loves stamping and would like to copy some cards with us is welcome to join. And I hope you do that, because it's always fun to see the cards that you copy. We all do the same card, and we all get to see all the different variations of the card. So I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to show you what I did this week. Let me do that. All right, there's my view this morning. It's kind of overcast and gray this morning. Let me move this camera real quick so it's facing down. Okay, good morning to everyone that has arrived. And okay, so this is the card right here that we were copying. It's actually a really beautiful card. Maybe not a card that you would expect me to case this time of year, but I really liked the layout from the annual catalog here with this label as the background. Now, you can choose whatever you want in the background. And actually, my card got a little derailed this week, and I don't know, it looks somewhat like this card, but not really. To be honest, I was looking through my stamp sets and I came across this stamp set that I hadn't used yet, and I'm like, oh, I want to use that, and it kind of has that similar kind of middle layout. And I thought maybe if I did the doormat, it would be like the banner right here. So it has kind of the same feel, but I really went off-road on this one, and I just this being the inspiration, but this is how it turned out. So sometimes that's the way things turn out. It does go a little bit different than the card that it started from. So, and that's okay. I think that's part of the process. Most of the time my card has more of the elements in the original card, but I went off-road this week. So I hope you're okay with that. And this is the stamp set and the bundle that I was using. It's actually also from the annual catalog. This is the At Home With You stamp set, and these framelits are called At Home Framelits. And they're available as a bundle. And remember, when you bundle, you can save 10%, so that's really cool. So that's I think that's all I used on this card, just one stamp set and one set of framelits. So that's kind of cool. So to create this card, I did a lot of stamping and a lot of die cutting. So let me put this up here in the top corner. And let me bring in, there's a whole bunch of pieces I need to stamp. I need to stamp the door. I need to stamp that little, what do you call this? It's like not a banner. Oh, the name will maybe come to me in a moment. Then the little shrubs at the front, the little Christmas tree things, and then the doormat. So those are all the pieces that I'll need to stamp. And I only used one ink pad, which is kind of cool too. I just used my Memento Tuxedo Black ink pad. So let's start off by stamping that big door. So I like to put big stamps facing up. And I just use my black ink pad. And I always try and find, when I'm stamping, I always try and find a block size that matches my stamp size. I try to match them pretty closely because you don't want like a really small stamp on a big block. It's really hard to stamp. You're more likely to have stamping issues when you do that. And consequently, you can't put a big stamp on a small block either. So it's nice to have like a full complement of blocks so that you can put your unmounted stamps on the correct block. So let's just stamp this, and it doesn't have to be straight because you're going to die cut it. So with this big stamp, you want a little bit of pressure. Make sure you get a good impression. That looks pretty good. Then we're going to take the next biggest thing that we need to stamp. Oh, and I've got a tip for you for that. So the first time I stamped this image, I couldn't get good alignment on my die cut. And the reason I couldn't get alignment is because my stamp, when I plopped it on here, I probably had it a little bit crooked. See, when you have this kind of three-sided thing, if you just move this just a little bit when it's on the block, it's going to cause it not to be in alignment with the die. So what you do is you take your actual die and you throw it around. No, you don't throw it around. You take your stamp. So I've got the cutting side, where you would cut from, that is facing down. Okay, I'm just putting this on my surface. I'm taking my stamp and I'm putting the stamping side, the side that has the image on it, and I'm going to nest it inside of this die. Let me flip this around so I can show you, but it's easier to do it. You'll have to do it down, but see how that kind of nests right inside the die. Okay, so that's what you want. You want it nesting inside the die. So the image is right kind of nested inside the die, and then you're going to take your block and you're going to put it on top, and then you're going to remove the die. So now this should be in alignment. It's a garland. Thank you, Janine. Yes, that's the name for it. It just wasn't coming to my brain. Maybe because I don't have a garland up at my house. I should, but this year my decorating is a little sparse. Okay, so I am inking up my garland. All right, I need help from my friends. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp this down. Okay, so then I've got these two. I'm going to take my little Christmas tree shrubby guy. I'm going to ink him up. I'm going to stamp him twice. So stamp him once onto, this is a basic gray cardstock. And then we're going to stamp again onto Wild Wasabi. So the green that I'm using for this card is Wild Wasabi. The red is Real Red. Basic gray. And then I'm going to take my little Merry Christmas stamp, ink it up, and just stamp it onto here. Okay, I think I've got everything stamped. Now, if you're creating this card exactly, you're going to need two of these, two of the basic gray shrubs and two of the Wild Wasabi shrubs. I actually kind of cheated. I already stamped one of my little shrubs already because I thought I would save a little bit of time. So let me bring in my Big Shot. Shove all my pieces aside. I'm going to use my magnetic platform because I love it. I'm going to put one of my cutting plates down. Which one is the... I always look for my straightest cutting plate, the one that has the least amount of, you know, bend to it. I always put that one down on the bottom. So I'll grab my door. And I'll grab the frame of the door. And I'll just put that around there. I'm also going to cut out the little windows. So I'm just going to use, you can just see a little bit of black around the edge when you do that. Just make sure that's aligned. I bumped my camera. I'm just going to do one at a time because it's too much to get everything aligned properly. So you could, if you wanted to, you could like align everything and then go ahead and cut everything at the same time. But sometimes it's hard because things shift and stuff. So I'm just going to kind of do some of the pieces at a time. So there's the door, and look how cute. We cut out the little windows. I love that. So, okay, let me shove this aside. All right, and then the next thing, let's do the garland. Let's see how good my alignment ability was with the garland. Let's see if that worked. So I'm just kind of taking that and moving it around. Oh yeah, I think that worked really, really well. Yep, because the first time I did it, not on this one because I actually cut a second one, but the first time I did it, it was off. And I was like, oh, that kind of sucks, you know, that it can't cut straight. But that little trick, just, you can do that with anything that has kind of an end that you could warp somehow. That's how you would do that. So there's my little garland. Throwing pieces aside. Now we need, okay, we can only do one of these at a time. So let me grab my shrub and keep that around. Let me grab a little Merry Christmas and the doormat. Make sure you get this the right way around. The skinny end, in my opinion, should go to the top. So just make sure that looks centered. And then you can cut out the doormat and the shrub at the same time. And then there's just so much die cutting this time. Okay, making sure I'm throwing away the right pieces. And then we'll just use the shrub one more time to cut out the greenery. Okay, come out. All right, now we do need to do one more thing with the Big Shot. See, there's my little tree. Let's put these all aside for a second. So we need to do one more thing. Let me put my magnetic platform away. Now I'm going to take my base platform. This is the platform that came with my Big Shot. And I'm going to, actually I'm not going to put the cutting plate down yet. This is one of our thick embossing folders, so you only use one cutting plate with it. So this is the Pinewood Planks embossing folder. And I'm going to create kind of the backdrop of the house. And this is a piece of Sahara sand that I've cut to 4 1/4 inches by 4 3/4 inches. So I want the planks to run across in the horizontal direction. So I'm just going to line this up, maybe center it a little bit like that. And then I'm going to run it through with one cutting plate on top. And that should give me the background texture for the house. See, isn't that pretty? I love that. Okay. Get that out of the way. So now we need to just put the card together. So you're going to need a card base. And this is a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock that is cut to 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and I scored it in half at the 5 1/2 inch mark. And then of course I folded it. I've got my little background right here, which is the house. Now the reason I chose a white card background, because I thought this kind of down here looked like snow. It made sense to me, so I will use some Tombow to glue this together. And I'm just going to put this right at the top of the card. Okay, like that. And now I will I have all these pieces here. Okay, so we start off with the door because that will be kind of important. It's the center point, so make sure you get the door right. And I'm just going to pop this centered, kind of right against the bottom of my Sahara sand piece. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to take my little doormat, glue that down right underneath. Okay, and then let me get these little trees set. I forgot one thing. I need to grab my real red marker. I think I used my real red. I was debating last night. I created this card a couple of weeks ago. So I'm like, did I use the cherry cobbler marker or did I use real red? So how do I figure out what I did? So that's what I thought last night when I was doing my supply list. So I'm just going to test out what it looks like on the scrap piece. So if I do that, make a ball, and then I hold it up, I think that's what I used. Now, if I had used the cherry cobbler blend, it probably would have come through to the back. So that was my other clue. It's like amazing how you forget how much what you do. So I'm just going to color in the little balls on the Christmas tree, and I'm also going to come in and just hit the little berries on my garland just real quick. If you had like something else, you could, you know, use something else to color in these little red guys. Like a little bit of glitter would be pretty as well. Glitter glue. We don't want to use real glitter, right? I'm just kidding. I have a glitter phobia. I think some other people do too. But I like my glitter suspended in glue or stuck to cardstock, because it's, you know, glitter when you use it on projects goes all over the place. I need some scissors. Okay. So I just took this little pot down here and I just cut the tree away from it. And then I got that little tiny piece out on the end. So I just kind of trimmed that up a little bit. And then I can take some glue and just add it to my little pot. Take this, and then I just piece them over top of each other. So that looks pretty good. So now I just need to put, that tree can go. So now I just need to put these guys on here, and I'm using dimensionals for that. I'm going to use the two types of dimensionals for the little Christmas tree shrubs. I'm going to use the bigger ones, and I think 2 will do it. And for this guy, we need to use the little mini guys. Try as best you can to put it on the thickest spots of the garland. See, I have no problem remembering words like garland, Janine. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. I don't know. Whenever I try to remember a word that I really want to remember, it's like almost my brain freezes. Probably that's what happens to everyone. But so I'm just going to take these little guys off. And I'm going to stick it down just a little bit onto what I think is the snow here. Like that. This card isn't hard, it's just very piecey, right? piecey in terms of it has a lot of pieces to it, but it's not super hard. And the cutting is really easy because you've got all the die cut pieces for it, right? And so Janine says, wait until you hit my age. It's hopeless. Oh no, there's no hope for me. I'm hitting a milestone birthday next year, and but I know it's already taken over. I can't remember words and things, but that's why I need lots of friends to help me remember the words that fail me. Okay, I think I got all these little guys off here, and then I'm just going to take this and stick it down like that. There, that wasn't too bad, was it? So, you know, this is a really cute card. I love the fact that you could recreate this for different seasons. They've got, you know, the Merry Christmas, of course, that we use. We've got Happy Birthday. You can make it into a Welcome to Your New Home card. Just hello. There's just a lot of different options for this set. You've got different, you know, flowers for the different seasons, or you could put like a wreath on it. So it's kind of a fun set, and I think it's one that, because when we have the holiday catalog, we tend to focus on the holiday catalog, but this stamp set is also a great set for it's in the annual catalog, and we can use it for all different seasons. So that is kind of cool. And yeah, this card just, yeah, it wasn't exactly like the card in the catalog, but again, it's like Casings Tuesday is supposed to be an inspiration, and every once in a while my inspiration takes me a little bit elsewhere. So let me just do a quick scrolly scroll and see if there's any questions that I missed. It's hard to watch the camera and do what we do. Catherine says we had frost this morning. Wow, that's cold for your part of the country to have frost. Let me see. Okay, I think I got all the questions, or fixed everything that I couldn't remember. Let me turn this around. And then let me turn myself around. Okay, so I hope you guys are all ready for Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. I'm kind of ready, and kind of my philosophy is that, you know, you can never be completely ready for any sort of holiday. You can try and be as prepared as possible, and then the holiday happens, and if everything doesn't get done, it's okay. The important thing is friends and family. Let's put humans first and stuff. I know that's sometimes easier said than done, but that's what I'm doing this year. I decorated a little bit. We are going to have a good time with family over the holidays. I am taking next week off and trying not to focus too much on my work, and just enjoying the holiday season. I think as crafters, we worked really hard to prepare for the season. You know, some of us made Christmas cards, some of us made Christmas decorations and things to put on our table, or maybe you even made some gifts. So I hope everyone enjoys them. And if they don't, it's okay. You know, I know we work really hard, and sometimes there's not people that appreciate what you do, but know that whatever you did, it's from the heart. And if someone doesn't appreciate it, you know, just let it go, and don't stress over it. Don't take it personally. I'm very fortunate to have a very supportive family, and they always say, yay, we love your stuff. And I mean, that is awesome, but I know some people don't have supportive families out there, so you know, you need to get your support from elsewhere. If your family doesn't love your paper crafting hobby, post a card on the Casing Tuesday Facebook group, and we will comment on it, and we will make happy memories for you in that way. But I hope you guys have an amazing holiday and enjoy it with your family and friends. And I will see you back here in January. I'll do I'm only missing 1 week, and I'll be back here the very first week in January to do my next Casing Tuesday card. So until then, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy New Year. Take care, everyone. See you soon.